3 long days, some I don't know. It takes a little more than what you show, and that's yesterday. Yeah, yesterday.
Recording from Cub Content Studios. Welcome to Bobby Finn Knows Everyone. I am your host, Bobby Finn, and we are part of the Pulltab Sports production. I am born and bred on St. Paul's East Side, where it's all about looking out for each other, blue-collar hard work, and tell it like it is. No BS. And that's what you're going to expect on this podcast. East Side straight talk in a world that's gone a little sideways. With me again is Tommy Lord. How are you?
Doing good. How you doing?
Doing good. Also producing our show again, Chris Alzar. What's up, Chris?
Hey, boys.
Hey, Chris.
And we got a cool guest today. She is the newest Pulltab Sports employee, Minnesota Wild correspondent.
There you go. I call her contributor, but correspondent.
That works.
Yeah,
Correspondent,
correspondent, contributor.
Kelly Rivard. Hi, Kelly. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming. Appreciate it. Messed up her night tonight.
Oh, it's all good.
Yeah.
Bobby screwed up your night. You were supposed to have a birthday dinner.
Yeah, but it's okay. I'm fine with missing it.
Is
We're
today your
doing-
birthday?
No. It was actually over the weekend, and we're going to go out tonight, but instead we're going to plan for Wednesday night. So it works out better. I don't like Monday nights, whatever.
Who wants to party on a Monday night?
Exactly.
Right?
That's what I'm saying. So Wednesday night will be better.
You know who likes to party on a Monday night? This guy
Yeah,
right here. I'll tell you that right now.
No. So
Bobby's the type of guy that parties on any day.
that's a problem. Trying to figure that out.
Who gave the guy a microphone?
I
He
don't know.
yells out earlier. Now
I
next
thought
thing you
so. I'm
know.
like, I heard him really well now.
Yeah, now he's in my ears. I was like, dang, Sal's
Oh,
got a
that's good.
he's got a mic over there. I like it. You don't have a camera, do you, Sal?
No, not today.
Okay.
I'm just in your ear.
In my ear.
Works out best.
So Kelly, you excited to work for Pulltab Sports?
Oh,
You're
yeah.
covering
very
the wild?
exciting. Yeah,
How'd you get
very
into
exciting. Well, actually, met Bobby at Kelly's Corner, the place I work at, and he introduced me to Pulltab Sports,
Yep.
and that's how I came to be here. I actually phoned with Tom first, and then I met with John, and
Yep.
we talked about what I could do for Pulltab, and now I'm here.
And you're a big Wild season ticket holder
Yes,
fan, all
huge
the
Wild
above.
fan. Yep,
Okay,
since they've
good.
been a team in 2000. So.
Okay, good. What was your first article? Or your first contribution? Was it a video? Was it a little social media?
Yes,
plug?
my first contribution was a video.
Okay.
It was when we were going into the Winnipeg series, and I was talking about how the last time we met with Winnipeg, Kaprizov had that awkward
that weird,
fall
yeah.
that injured him for a while. So I was like, we remember that. It's going to be a chippy game. Like, I'm looking forward to it. And what do you know? Kaprizov gets hurt again
Yep.
in that Winnipeg series. So I
Yep.
was like, all right, at this point, like, we're jinxed with Kaprizov against Winnipeg. And it worked out good, though, because it was, like, good content. I guessed that he was going to get injured, but
Yeah,
it sucks.
right.
But, yeah,
Right.
something with Winnipeg and Kaprizov, I'm telling you.
This
But he-
last game that they played not too long ago, I thought it was going to be a melee. I thought they were just going to start going after everybody,
Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
wasn't as chippy as the game in between.
Yeah.
I think they were so gassed from the night before.
Was
Because
that
the
what it
night
was?
before was that big game, right?
Yeah.
The Vancouver game.
Oh, that was the 10-goal game?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Because the one that they got back at him, was that the one Hartman did the face-off and just like, straight up lifted a stick in the guy's face and just bludgeoned him?
Yeah, and then that was
Yeah.
a whole ordeal about if he did that on purpose or whatnot.
For
and
sure he did it on purpose,
Yeah, he for
right?
sure did it on purpose, but and he admitted to that kind of. But
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know. That was a whole ordeal.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, we'll get into the Wild for sure. Tell us about yourself. Went to the U of M, right?
Yep, graduated from the U. I studied journalism, focused in broadcasting as much as I could, and then I also had minored in business and Spanish. So
J School. It
Como
probably
se-
wasn't called
J
J School. It's called
Très
Hubbard
bien.
School.
Hubbard School now.
Hubbard School
but
now,
yeah,
yep.
J School, whichever one works for me. But
Yep.
I loved it there. I loved being a gopher. It was so much fun.
You know you're in royalty, in presence of royalty right now, right?
I went to the U of M.
Oh, very
yeah,
cool.
you know, of course I'm royal because I went to the school there. I guess
There's
no real any story behind it.
There's
so
these
let's just go
there's
with
these
it.
characters that kind of go on to the ice or the field that run around and spin their head and stuff.
No, I mean it's.
But you can't. Nobody knows really who
I
they
don't know
are.
what you're talking about. I I helped out with the spirit squads. Is
Oh,
what I
did you?
Yeah, that's it. Did you see the big dance routine they just won? The big.
Okay, that was sweet. That
Right?
was all over my
That's
TikTok
spirit
for
squads.
weeks. And
Yep.
I'm not going to lie, I got invested in that. I started watching everyone's routine, and I'm like, okay, they killed it.
Uh-huh.
They did very, very
Yeah,
good.
Bobby doesn't know what you're talking
Yes.
about because he's like
Were you proud?
manly man. But I watched all that too.
Yeah,
'cause
they're
I
doing
followed the
like
spirit
spins
squads.
into aerial. Oh, it's insane.
If I watched it though, don't you think that I'm crossing the line? I mean, because it kind of goes.
My wife saw me watching a couple of times. She's like, "Why are you watching these
Yeah,
girls dance
right,
around?"
right.
I'm 20 years old. I'm like, "Because I was in spirit squads, okay? Because I used to watch these all the time.
Yeah.
We're part of spirit squads."
Yeah,
So it's the first time in Gopher history that there was a guy on the team, right?
Yes. Yeah,
Is
and
that-
he is fantastic.
He
He's
killed it.
literally breaking the internet after that routine
Yeah.
they did.
Yep.
Oh
Is
my
there
goodness.
lots of guys on different teams from other schools?
I don't believe so. I really think he's one of the few.
Yeah, I
because
think
I watched
so.
all the top teams and their routines, and yeah, he was one of the only guys that I saw. And
Everybody said that. I asked my daughter goes to school there now.
Yeah.
She's a freshman. I was like,
Very
"You
cool.
ever met this kid? You know this kid? Is he a celebrity?"
Yeah.
She's like, everybody talks about him.
yeah,
all the
he's
time.
got a bunch of followers on TikTok now.
Yeah,
Like he's a
right.
whole influencer in
Yeah.
the dance world. So
I love it.
No,
I love how
no.
we're like going from like manly man hockey fights,
Yeah, we
sticking
went-
people in the face.
yeah.
Now we're like, how about that dancer?
Yeah.
How about that dancer on the Spirit Squads? He was amazing.
yeah.
I told you we go anywhere.
We
Yeah,
go. We
yeah.
don't care.
Right.
We're
right.
open
Script?
here.
What
We're having
script?
fun.
Yeah,
exactly.
no, that's cool. Very cool.
All right, J School. So did you? All right, you graduated from the Harvard School. You got your whole journalism thing going, and now look at this. You got a job.
Yeah, I know. It's
Writing,
really
producing
cool.
content. Do they
Yeah.
teach you anything about producing content in school, or is it
Oh
mostly
yeah,
like writing for newspaper, which doesn't
no.
happen?
So honestly, a lot of the stuff I did was every week I had to produce like a whole news package. So I'd have to go out and like find content, obviously, interview people, and then film, edit, and obviously I'd have to write my own script too. And yeah, so I did all that every single week in like my senior year of college.
Okay.
So yeah,
Cool.
I did a lot of that actually. Yeah, it wasn't just writing articles.
Like
It's
you
cool.
do.
I write articles for Pulltab Sports.
But I do too.
Yeah, look at us. We're
Hey, I like it
contributors.
all. Like it's all fun.
Yep.
So,
We're correspondents. We're contributors here.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Easy, yes, easy
Bobby,
to
will you
say.
write an article for once? Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You guys would be embarrassed of that. Actually,
wouldn't
no.
be,
I'm really good at it now because now it's AI.
Chat GPT.
Yeah.
Jupiter.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
but
good.
so speaking of the Wild, let's get back to the Wild. What are you thinking?
I think they're looking really good. And I'm really excited about what I'm seeing. I mean, I knew going into Edmonton was scary. I was like, they're the hottest team in the league right now, although they've lost now. They're like last three, I think. But and right when the last article I wrote about, I was talking about how our goaltending needs to get better because Gus has been struggling. I mean, Vancouver let up those first few goals. It had like a 68% save percentage or whatever, and he just hasn't been his normal self. So going into Edmonton, scary because they got the goal scorers on there, and all of a sudden, just standing on his head the whole time. In the third period, Edmonton should have scored like 5 goals, and he just made incredible saves. So like that was such a relief seeing him doing his thing against Edmonton.
Yep.
And then Fleury again against Seattle looked really good too. So that was the biggest thing that I took away from them. And then, of course, the top 3 guys on the top line.
On fire.
Yeah, absolutely on fire.
It's probably not a better line in the NHL right now. Like true line.
Seriously.
They're on fire. Eck does everything right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of the perfect scenario, right? I mean, Kaprizov's such a grinder. He's so good with the puck.
Yeah.
Eck was do anything, stand in front of the goalie, and Boldy is just. I think he's Jaromir Jagr reincarnated.
You said it. You said it 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Yep. Who's on McDavid's line?
Draisaitl.
He's got
Okay.
Draisaitl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yep.
Yeah, he's
is
a stud.
Hopkins with him now, or is Hopkins on the second line?
I think he's going to be on the second.
Yeah, he's probably on the second line with them.
But that's a stud line,
And
too, for sure.
Edmonton is probably picked to win it all, or they've got to be the top team, right?
They are one of the favorites right now. When they went on that heater of a streak, I mean, yeah, they were saying they're going to win it all. But honestly, after that streak, they've been rocky. Like, they haven't been looking as good, and a lot of people predicted that. They're like, once this streak ends, and granted, I think it was like an 18-win streak or something like that.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that, but a lot of people said they're going to start struggling because that 18-game winning streak they had, they were playing pretty easy teams. They didn't really have the toughest schedule. So they're seeing a little bit harder teams, and it's kind of showing through of what they're actually capable of.
Why can't they figure it out? I mean,
they're goaltending. They're goaltending. They have Calvin Pickard and
Oh.
Stuart Skinner right now.
we got two. You could pick one of the. Give us a first-round draft pick. And have
Yeah,
either one
I
of
know.
them.
Is it going to happen? Do you think they'll trade one of our goalies?
I think you have to. You got Wallstedt down there not doing anything.
Yeah.
They don't want it, but they probably don't want to trade Gus Bus. They probably want to trade Fleury, and Fleury's. From what I read, they're going to say we'll let Fleury decide if he wants
That's
to
what
move somewhere.
they came out and said.
If you're Fleury, I would go to Edmonton.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, but I swear, when Fleury came here, he kind of said, like, this is where I kind of want to finish my career. I'm sick of, like, moving my family all around. And I guess, like, if he only goes for the end of the season, don't have to move your family for that. But it really sounded like when he did come to the Wild, he was like,
this is it.
this is it. Yeah, so that's
If he went
where
back to Pittsburgh, though,
I know everyone's saying that, but, like,
that's
Pittsburgh also
poetic.
has, that is poetic for
But
sure.
he's going to move
but
it eventually at one time or another after he's done, whether it's here or wherever. He's not going to stay in Minnesota.
Palm Springs, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Retirement
True.
town.
But I don't know. If he wants another cup, absolutely go for it. I don't think he's going to get that.
oh,
with
so
the
you're
Wild.
saying the Wild is not going to get it?
I know. No.
Biggest fan.
I know.
Wild correspondent.
Of
for
course, I'm
Pulltab Sports.
hoping, but
She's selling
I
them
mean,
out.
I'm being realistic here. They're a heck of a team, but they only can do so much. I mean, they still have so much cap issues, and
They're going to be so much
talk to
better.
me in like 2-3 years
Yes,
from now,
so
and
much better
I'll be
next
like,
couple
we're in the
years.
runnings for a Stanley Cup for sure.
Any other trades you think they'll make this year?
Well, there is potential that like Duhaime and Dewar now are on the trade watch because we have so many forwards coming up for like next year and everything. And Mason Shaw is now back, ready to go.
Yep.
And I don't think the Wild have any interest. I know Russo talked about it too, that they don't have any interest in signing Duhaime again next year. So if they can get some trade value, I don't know if they're going to be sellers or buyers though at the trade deadline. We'll have to see how that goes. But Guerin seems to be wanting a playoff run for sure. Like he's not giving up on this team.
Well, the way they've been playing, if they can get in, they can beat anybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's not like they've been good all year long. They were crap at the beginning of the year.
I know they had that little stretch when Gus was hurt. They went 1-7.
Yeah.
If Gus would have maybe just never got hurt, imagine where we'd be. We
Yeah.
would not be fighting for that last playoff spot, maybe. But
Well, it cost head coach a job.
yeah, I know.
and They seem to be responding. I know Boldy is the main one
Yeah.
who's totally
my
changed as a
gosh.
player since the coaching
He has been
change.
phenomenal. It's been so fun to watch him just absolutely erupt because, I mean, he gets so much backlash too because when he doesn't perform like people expect him to, people are like, where's Boldy? He's getting paid, I think he's getting paid like $7 million or something like that. And people get upset about that because he's not scoring 30, 40 goals or whatever. But now he's on pace all of a sudden because he's been
On fire.
just on fire. Yeah. And I'm like, he's also I think he's 22 years old.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's like,
right.
I mean, the kid is still developing completely as a player. And like to see what he's doing currently is unbelievable. And he deserves more praise than criticism, in my opinion. So,
Oh, yeah. I think he's going to have a great career.
We've had a few of those players that, kind of have their ups and downs, and then they get down a little bit. Like who's the kid we sent back to Boston?
Charlie Coyle.
Charlie Coyle was
Yeah.
like, he's supposed to be great.
He's
he
having a heck
sucks.
of a season
And
with
now
Boston.
Is he really?
since he went
Yeah,
back to
he's doing
Boston,
well.
he's been doing great. So yeah, we get a few of those, but it's good to see Boldy come back around. I think he's twice
Yeah.
the player Charlie Coyle is.
I do
Especially
too.
'cause
I
he's from
think
Boston.
sometimes
People
a
from Boston
change
suck.
needs to happen, right? You kind of get a little stale and just need a fresh start.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that could, see you, Charlie.
yeah.
Bye,
See you,
Charlie.
See you, Boston. Boston, you suck.
Boston, you suck.
It's not off. I mean, Wild do have a shot, and I've been on this this whole bit lately about it's not our year. Just sell them off. We'll live to play another day. Let's get better draft picks. I said it with the Vikings. I'm saying it with the Wild.
Yeah.
But with the NHL, it's not often that the very best team that goes into playoffs win it all. There's always
true.
anything can happen.
Very true. I always compared it to the Florida Panthers last year. They barely slip into the playoffs. They make the Stanley Cup Finals.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because they had one of Bobby's favorite players in Kachuk.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love
And
him.
midway through the season, they were well out of a playoff spot too, but they went on a run, got themselves there, and right now the Wild are kind of doing the same thing. I mean, anything's possible. And the playoff route can change so quickly in hockey. So I don't know. I'm liking what I'm seeing, and I really think we're gonna make a playoff run. I'm hoping.
I like
for
it. I think once you find your identity a little bit too.
Yeah.
And I think this first line is really, I mean, it's not just one player, right? It's not just Kaprizov scoring 5 goals in a couple games, and it's that line is just dominant. I mean, it's crazy how good they are, and the power. I mean, the whole team has been better. Mm-hmm. But and I do like that trade they made, that Chisholm kid.
They picked him up off waivers from Winnipeg.
Waivers?
They wavered.
I thought,
yep.
okay.
Yep.
So that kid's good.
Yep. Right before All-Star break, Winnipeg, I think they were trying to be a little sneaky because everyone's maybe a little distracted, not noticing they're putting him on waivers, and then the Wild snagged him right the same day he was placed on waivers.
He's good. I like the way he
he's got
plays.
4 points already,
Yeah.
and I think he's played 7 games with us now.
He's on the second power play already. I mean, the kid's doing well.
Yeah,
And I
he
heard
was
he's-
desperate for a spot, so he's proven himself for sure.
That's a
He's
steal.
actually from Chisholm. Do you know that?
Chisholm.
His last
Oh,
name's
really?
Chisholm. He's from Chisholm.
I actually did not know that.
I'm joking with you. Gotcha.
I was like, oh, come on. It's like, wait, where's Chisholm?
That's what we do here at the
my
Bobby
God.
Knows Everyone podcast. I love it. All right, let's do this, Bobby. Kelly, you'll like this as well. Let's go right now. Let's talk a little bit about the Bobby Finn Knows Everyone Dick of the Week.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of dicks out there. And speaking of NHL hockey, do you see the guy that shot the puck into the net with the slap shot? It was an open net. He skates down. He takes a full head steam slap shot, turns the corner, and he just gets rocked by the dude from the Leaves. And then it just happened with the Gophers.
Yep.
The Lady Gophers. Can we call them Lady Gophers?
Lady
Or we call them
Gophers.
Lady
The women
Gophers.
Gophers team.
Yes, we call him that on this.
She also, who was that?
Abby Murphy.
Abby Murphy comes down, open net. She takes a full head of steam slap shot, turns the corner. She kind of falls.
blows
first.
an edge. Yeah.
And then some girl gives her a shot
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well. I think you're kind of a dick if you're taking a slap shot
So,
and open
okay,
net.
so
Just
what
put
is
an
that-
exclamation point
What
on
does
it.
that do? Why is it hurt? Why is it any different than just throwing it in there? So
Because
I
you're
would-
being a dick.
See, I
You're
would
like-
rather call the dick the Kaprizov hat trick.
No.
See, that to me
like
is
it.
more of a
A
dick.
controversy. I like it. What are we talking about? What did he do?
There was like 5 seconds left in the
my
game when they
gosh.
they had 9 goals.
Okay.
They were up by 3
Oh, yeah.
or up by 2.
They're up by 1 at that point.
And he's scrambling, trying to freaking get an open netter for his hat trick. I was like, really?
Oh wait, no, they're up by
They're
by
up
2
by
to make
2
it
because they
10
got it with like
yes,
7
yes,
seconds
Yes,
Do that
left.
you're
face
right.
again.
You're right.
Do
I was
that
like,
face again.
really?
Yeah, to make it 10-7. I mean, okay, but you're gonna tell me no
But-
NHL player is gonna go for a hat trick when they
Yes,
see the
I
net
know.
down
Hey,
there?
it counts as your stats.
But
career
I'm
stats.
also on the other
Kaprizov, career
team. I'm
hat
just
tricks.
like, I guess you're gonna get freaking body splashed again.
Seemed
They
like no
took
one
him
had an
off
issue.
the ice for the last.
And then they
30
pulled them because
seconds.
Well,
they
they
knew
had
they were
to.
gonna go
Somebody was
after
going to
him.
get tomahawked.
How many players that would have had like a lot of career hat tricks got a majority of them with open nets? I bet
That's a
there's a lot.
huge advantage
I
for
mean,
your
look at
top
Alex
players.
Ovechkin.
Yes, exactly.
Half his goals are
Throw them back out
Empty
there
netter
for the end of the
goals.
game. All empty net. Boom! I got a hat trick.
especially when he's chasing that record with Gretzky.
Yeah.
He's out there for an empty net for
He's
sure.
yes, all the top players. They must have it in their contract. If there's an open net, I'm on the ice.
I kind of love like the Senators Leafs game when the guy from the Leafs just blew him
Yeah,
up.
Morgan
I was
Riley.
like, that's so
No, I agree. I find it slightly disrespectful. I mean, you go in, you just nicely put it in the net. You don't have to freaking take a clapper and like
Respect the
like
game.
no,
you gotta
don't.
respect the game.
Yeah.
Okay, you respect
Yeah.
the players you're playing against. You respect the other team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe they were struggling. Maybe
Don't be
they
a
didn't have a
dick.
goal in 10 games. They just like finally, bro.
Bobby,
No,
don't
I
be a
think they were
dick.
just frustrated that they were losing to the Ottawa Senators initially. But yeah, he got suspended for 5 games for that. He lost a ton of money too.
For
like,
what?
For Morgan Riley for cross-checking.
Oh, for hitting him
yeah,
after that?
after that, because he got him cross-checked him in the head. I mean,
Oh.
I wouldn't say he
Deserve that.
deserved the cross-check to the
Yeah,
head.
maybe
but
you just go rough them up a little bit. Like
yeah,
the, it
some
was a Bulldogs girl
reaction
hit
is
the
warranted.
Minnesota
Yes,
girl.
Bulldogs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I can't believe you think that the Kaprizov
Especially when Bobby's
situation
whole
is
life
more-
motto
I was
is
like,
don't be a dick.
Oh my
That's being a
goodness.
dick,
Well,
Bobby.
no, I think the Kaprizov was being a dick, and he was so excited. You could see on his face after he did. He's like, "Oh, I don't know if I should have done that."
He's in
'Cause-
front of a home crowd.
I know.
We want to see 2 hat tricks. It hadn't happened since like 1992 or whatever.
2 hat
like-
tricks?
Yeah, or 3
3,
hat
yeah.
tricks
Oh,
in
there's
one game.
3 because Eck
Yeah.
had one.
JT Brown.
Yeah, and JT Miller.
Oh,
JT
JT
Miller
Miller
on
on the
yeah,
other team.
the
Right.
Canucks. Yeah.
Gotcha.
But like, yeah, that's never happened in Wild history of 2 of the Wild players. So.
That was a crazy game.
Yeah,
it
it really
a day
was.
game too, which
Yeah,
was fun.
I know, which is funny. It was also Kids Day at the X, or like Next Gen Day. So I was just like, oh my God, this would have been so insane if this was a Friday or Saturday night game. But 80% of the crowd was literally children. So it's like, do they even understand really what's going on?
Did they understand that Kaprizov was being a dick? I don't think they did.
I don't think they
That's
did.
why
I
it was-
think they were celebrating.
Wasn't the name of the night
empty net goal.
Don't Be a Dick Night at the XL Energy Center? And all these kids went like, this kid's a dick. That player's a dick.
Kaprizov's a dick.
Kaprizov's a dick, Dad. Don't say that, little Jim.
Little Jim.
Okay, let's go. Okay, we're gonna stay in the hockey realm. Have you seen? Where do we go next? Let's talk about this one since we're talking about fighting and roughing. Did you see this Rempe kid from the Rangers?
Oh my goodness, yes.
He's 6'7",
6'7",
Yes.
240.
and
Yes.
he's just getting into fights
With
left
the-
and right.
yeah.
His first tell Bob. You told me I didn't
His
know.
first shift, 1 second into his shift, he fought one of the best fighters in the league.
at an outdoor game.
An outdoor game. The other guy is 6'3", and he looked like a little person.
You look like me.
It was a good fight, but holy, this guy's a mod. This kid is 21 years old,
Yeah.
and he's a player too. He's not just a goon, and man, but he's been getting into it.
Well, then he got into with Delorier the
Delorier,
next day.
that's one of the best
Delorier.
fights I've ever seen.
That was
ever.
like the old school
Yeah.
hockey fight. I loved it. Yeah. That was really cool. Did you see like during warm-ups, Delorier went over to
Yes.
center ice and they were like,
Bent over.
Yeah, they were like, all right,
wanna go?
let's.
You
You
wanna
want to
do
go? Yeah,
And he's
that's
like,
really
sure.
cool.
And then after their fight, after the game, he got interviewed. I showed it to Bobby today, and the interview was just awesome.
Epic.
Like, what do you think about so far about your
first week.
Your first week? It's like it's been pretty active. He's like, yeah. He's like, Delorier and I were just throwing bombs at each other, just hammering. He's like, I respect the guy. It was great.
No, that was a good one.
Yeah, and I think he got into another fight. Didn't he get
Got
into
into
a
another
third?
one. Yeah. Yep.
How do you think his parents feel about like, oh, the kid's 21.
21.
He looks really young, and they're going to watch their kid play, and he's just getting his brain mushed day after day. Like that's.
They had
mean,
to have
you-
known. They have known. I mean, he didn't just show up there and not be known as the badass.
Was he known as a fighter
He had to have
coming
been.
up?
Because Miller kind of said to him, more or less, rookie, hey, you ready to do this?
Yeah.
And he's like, yep, let's go.
Oh God.
And boy, he can fight.
I like enforcers, but I know it doesn't usually end well for him. So I hope this kid has a career beyond just throwing
26 years
bombs
old. Yeah.
3 days a week. Like
Right.
holy.
Do you see Delorier's face though?
Yeah, he messed him up.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
was like,
I saw that. I
"Damn,
was like, oh my
boy."
goodness.
Right.
Yeah.
Rain, and especially in New York, man, they got it. That's gonna be the freaking.
Yeah, didn't he, the game against that he fought Delorier, didn't he score his first
Yeah.
career
He
Score
goal
too? Oh yeah,
He
that's
said it
right.
was
Yeah, and it was like a really ugly. I think he
Ugly
came
goal.
out and said like that had to be one of the ugliest goals, like
Yeah.
especially for my first. Like,
Right.
Rempe. So his name is Rempe, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rempe.
God, he's all the top.
Yeah,
of the
he's
town.
been seriously. He's been on every time I'm turning on the TV watching hockey stats. He comes up about a new
listening to
something new.
podcasts. You hear
Yeah,
about him.
yeah.
Let's get him on.
Yeah, actually.
He'll be our guest next week, everybody. All right, the other thing I got to talk about, I didn't know where to go, whether it was Rempe or this story. But
What about the college fights?
Not yet. Hold
All
on.
right, hold off.
Because then we'll transition into,
stepped on your
we'll
touchdown
step
again.
down into
Yeah.
college and high school from there. But Patrick Kane returns to Chicago.
Yeah.
They
Yep.
give him a big old. He comes into the rink and they brought all of his old players there. Seabrook was there and whatever. It was kind of fun. And then he gets in the game. They give him a big old standing of. Oh, he does the skate around by himself. He gets a breakaway in overtime. Like literally, I don't know if he was suckholing or what, but he's on the red line. They just throw the puck out to him. He's
Yeah.
got a breakaway in overtime. He just shelves it. Game
Yeah.
over.
Oh.
Heartbreaker! I don't think I actually did the heartbreaker, but that was pretty dang sweet.
No, and the
Yeah.
whole crowd was on their feet, even though he just
Against them.
ended the game.
Were they cheering for
Yeah.
him? I didn't know if they were
Oh
cheering
my
for him
goodness!
or
The
not.
whole arena was on their feet, cheering like crazy, and then he starts waving to the crowd and like, "Thank you." And I'm like, "Wait, what is going?" I mean, yeah, like I get it, but like your team just lost.
It just
now.
beat you.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I'm like, I get it. It's Patrick
Chicago, they're
Kane,
used to
like, come
losing
on.
this season.
They want to lose.
Yeah, I think they're going to
Yeah,
get
at
that
this
really
point.
good kid, that
The
next
kid?
best kid.
BU sucks.
Yeah. How about when Yager did the same? Not did the same thing, but Yager took the ice for warm-ups. It was like Yarmir Yager night, and all the players wore Yager jerseys and they wore
Yeah,
wigs.
yeah.
The
Yes,
big
I
mullet
remember
wigs.
that. Yes, yes.
That was pretty sweet.
That
That
was
was a couple
sweet.
weeks ago, a week ago. That was really fun too.
Did you see he just got his jersey retired in Boston or in Pittsburgh? I mean,
No.
and he was doing his like acceptance, thing, and he just said, I want to say to my girlfriend Danica or whatever her name was, Dominga, I played in Pittsburgh before you were born. I was like, you're such a player. It's unbelievable.
He's got a young lady friend. Huh?
Yeah, but.
Oh my God! Do you ever hear the story? This is another Yarmir Yager girl story, but he hooked up with some super young girl. I don't know.
Supermodel,
She
I
was a
think.
supermodel.
Yeah.
And she tried to blackmail him. She sent the picture to her boyfriend or whatever, and they're like, "We're gonna send this to your wife unless you give us a bunch of money." He's like, "My wife? I don't have a wife." He was like, "I'm a player, dude." He's like, "Good luck." And then he posted it. He's like, "Look at this hot chick I just
She's
hooked
trying to
up with."
blackmail me.
Yeah.
Yes,
So I'll
like,
just show
what
it.
a God.
I do remember
Oh
that
my
whole
God.
situation.
Yeah. All right. So there you go. So now we'll work our way down into the college fight. Did you
college
see the
ranks.
college fight that happened, Kelly?
I did it.
Okay, it never happens, but
Yeah. I
ASU,
didn't hear
Arizona
about
State,
this,
is
yeah.
playing against Alaska Fairbanks.
Fairbanks, yep.
Okay.
And the boxers are full, I guess, and there was like a ton of penalty minutes. They like might have set a record for penalty minutes. And it's college hockey, right? They're full mask and
Masked up,
everything.
helmet up.
They're in the penalty box, and their penalty's about to expire, these two kids, and they take their helmets off. And
In
they're
the
like,
box.
You want to go? You want
Really?
to go? You want to go? Let's go. College, they skate to center ice, and they let them out.
Oh,
Yeah.
They
my
drop
God.
the gloves, and they just start hammering. They
Was it
just
a
go
good
to town.
fight?
It was a great
How
fight.
long did they let it go on for?
Not long.
It was probably five
But
seconds,
they
10 seconds.
actually
but
they threw
But
they
it
threw
was
some bombs and
they
they
threw
fell to
some-
the ice.
that's a long time.
And the
Yeah.
ref came in and grabbed the guys,
Yeah.
and then
They kept
threw
fighting.
the ref off, and then they
Really?
kept fighting.
Maybe it's more than
Oh.
that.
Yeah, so then they kept going for longer, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh my God, you don't see
Okay,
this
that
in
you
college
don't
hockey.
see that.
Nobody
every day,
touches the
no.
ref either.
No.
He just kind of
No.
threw that ref
Well,
off.
both players, the one player's done for the year. They basically booted him, and he was a graduate student, so for Fairbanks.
Right.
The kid from ASU is suspended indefinitely, I think, but I'm guessing he's going to get booted as well. But man, they
Yeah.
did not slow down.
It was super funny though, because there wasn't a lot of people in the stands, but then it shows like two little kids over, and I don't know if you saw it or not. They're over behind the fight in the camera view, and they're just like, "Yeah!" They're all freaking crazy. I'm like, "Let them go!
Yeah. Let them go.
Let them go!" They were doing it on the PWHL the other night.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's
Seriously?
good.
They were
That's good and
fighting on the
tricky.
PWHL.
No way.
Did you see it?
I saw. I
Wednesday
think I saw
night?
a little bit of it.
Scrapping.
They're getting a little scrappy. Yeah.
Let's go, girls.
But I mean, heck yeah, right? Like.
it's professional women, so it makes it
Was
easier.
it a Minnesota? That wasn't a Minnesota team.
I don't think it was
I
Minnesota.
want to see Minnesota
No,
and Boston just go head to
I
head.
think it was Ottawa and someone, I forget. It was last Wednesday night's game.
Yeah.
Is it true they're going to bring back Winnie Broad as an enforcer to just like lay bombs
Gigi
and
Marvin
smoke
just
people?
signed with Boston.
Gigi Marvin did?
Yeah.
Jeez, nice.
Yeah.
So she's not going to. Was
Just
she at
took
the
an
girls'
open net
tournament?
slam, the open net slap shot she had last night. No, she just shot it in. She did get an open net goal though.
Nobody took a shot at her
Nobody
after
took
she
a shot at
scored in her
Gigi.
open net.
No.
Gigi, oh my God! Well, might be a nice little segment into women's high school hockey.
Women's high
Gigi
school.
Marvin had quite a high school hockey career, right?
Epic.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
So how you feeling about it? Bobby's daughter plays at Stillwater High School.
Oh,
They
very
didn't
cool.
make the tournament.
Yeah, they got beat.
They lost to Hill Murray. Hill Murray went on to play Edina in the championship, and it was on TV. This was going to be my other dick of the week. Anybody that cheered for either Edina or Hill Murray in the championship game, I think you just got to cheer for like the lights to go out and they don't play the game.
Yeah.
Like God.
Yeah. I mean,
I actually was cheering for Edina because I did not want Hill to win. I didn't want Edina to win either, but since Hill beat us, I was just like, leave. What's
That's
that?
the epitome game of can they just both lose?
yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
it was
worse than the Super Bowl this year, right? When you're Kansas City and San Francisco, you're like, I don't want either team
Yeah.
to
Right.
win.
It was a weird game. I mean, Edina proved themselves. Obviously, they were a good team all year. They beat us twice, and they had a good team. There's no question, but they really proved themselves in the tournament. I mean, the first game they beat Northfield. Northfield only lost one game all year. Then they beat Minnetonka, who was the #1 team in the state. And then they finished it off beating,
Yeah. But that Minnetonka, I was really surprised to see Minnetonka lose. I know they were stacked.
Yeah, they were loaded.
Yeah.
Absolutely loaded.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dude, was that surprising to you?
Well, it was, but the surprising one was Andover. The Grace Zan played unbelievable. I think she had like 35 saves and they won by a goal or whatever the heck it was. But she was on fire that game. But Hill Murray's gonna be good for years. But they were well coached. They did all the right things, and they had an unbelievable goalie, and they're a good team. But Edina, man, they've had a good tournament. They played really, really well. Really well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And no nanny kids on the team?
Not that I know.
What?
Of. Shit.
What's going on?
Right? What are they doing?
What are they doing in
Were
Edina?
they expected to be there, Bobby? They beat Minnetonka, right?
No, they're expected. So I don't know. For years ago, they split Minnetonka and Edina. I'm sure there was a couple of dads said, "Hey, we got to fix this so we don't beat each other out every year." They split up, so Edina was expected to be there. I think they beat Benilde to go. So they're a good team, really good team.
Were you surprised about Warroad winning Class A?
I wasn't, because they shouldn't be Class A.
But if they go Class A, do the boys have to go Class A?
You mean Double A?
Sorry, if the girls go Class AA, do the boys have to go Class AA?
Probably, I would think.
Is that how it
And
works?
They have, yeah. I'm
So
sure if the school commits, then
Both programs have to go.
I would
the
guess.
statistic today is they won the last 3 and 5 of the last 6.
But Hermantown was like that for years, right? Didn't they win like 7 or 8 in a row, and they're just killing it? I mean, like, well, at what point is it not fun?
Well,
You know.
and at what point do you want to compete with like the best schools
Right.
in
Well, they compete all year
state,
long, and
yeah.
they do compete.
Right.
So then, when it comes to playoffs, you just say, "All right, let's sandbag it."
Sure.
I don't know. I don't like it, but they're good.
They're good. Yeah.
There was that Class A. They had 4 or 5 really good teams that any one of them could have won it. And Holy Angels, I think, lost first round, and they were the number 1 team.
Yeah, there were some surprises.
Yeah,
You gotta play. You gotta compete all year long. You
You
can't just
gotta-
phone it in at playoff time.
you got to compete. Yep.
Yep. All right, the Miss Hockey. You know her?
Yeah, I know her. She's a solid
Say her
player. Ayla Puppy.
Okay,
She's
Ayla Puppy.
Northfield. She's a phenomenal player. Great skater. Going to the Gophers. I think she legitimately should have been up there. That wouldn't have been my pick, but might have been partial.
Okay. Yeah.
But she deservedly so. She's obviously a great player. There's no doubt about it.
You think she got it partially because she's a Minnesota girl going to Minnesota?
Ooh.
I don't know.
Said the best from the North Dakota guy over there.
Right.
I think I don't know. I mean, it's unfortunate because they play teams like my niece's team from Austin, and they get 20 points in 2 games.
Yeah, didn't she have 60 goals this year?
Yeah, so it's like they play a lot of teams like that. Where, I mean, is it fun? Is it fair?
And they play her the whole game. She probably scores like 10 goals.
I don't know. I wasn't there, so I can't really say. But yeah, she's good. She's damn
she's
good,
good.
and she's a good kid, and her family's a great family. But to me, Josie, I mean, she did everything.
Jose St. Martin is what you're saying?
Yeah, to me, she was the one. Grace Ann should have been up there too.
Yeah.
I mean, she not just
Was
a
she a
skater.
finalist?
I don't even know if they
Yeah, I
let
don't
them
think
do
she
it,
was.
but it's like,
Do they have an award
She
for
won
best
the
goalie?
goalie
yeah,
thing,
they
right?
started a new award this year, Jory Jones Award, for the girl who lost her
Explain
life
her-
in that
yeah.
car accident.
Oh, okay.
She was playing for Gustavus. She's a Roseville girl.
That's cool.
Unbelievable family, and such a tragic accident that happened, and they started the best
that's
goalie
awesome.
award for
That's
her.
super cool.
Yeah, she's a great kid, and obviously it's tragic for
Yeah.
sure, but very cool.
But what a
award.
great way to
Yeah,
honor her.
Absolutely.
And
yeah.
honor those kids who aren't 60 goal scorers.
Yep.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep. Do they have an award for best fourth liner and that don't play? Could be the Tom Lord Award because that's where I was in high school. I mean,
The Tom Lord Award.
yeah.
No. They don't-
Yeah, a little self-deprecating humor there on the.
They got a bench. They got a bench. They walk on and give you a little bench. Right? The pine.
Give you a little bench.
They give you a piece of pine board.
Yeah.
That's good. All right. Maybe before we get into the boys' high school, we hear a word from our sponsors. We know you've been hearing about Chill Boys life-changing underwear, and you know that we love them here on the Bobby Finn Knows Everyone podcast. But what you might not know is there's 3 key products to be a card-carrying member of Chill Boys Nation. First, there's Bamboo Boxers. They're relaxed fit style, that traditional boxers for the days when you feel like running free. Think of them like going to an off-leash dog park and letting the boys run all day long. Then there's Bamboo Boxer Briefs, snug fit for the days when you need a hug from Mother Nature. A little support system to keep things organized. And then there's Performance Boxers. Yeah, here we're getting a little fancy. Relaxed fit that's softer than your wife's most expensive yoga pants. It's almost like you turned your favorite golf shirt into your favorite underwear. So visit chillboys.com and use Pulltab15 for 15% off. That's Chill Boys, comfort where it counts. Here in Minnesota, hockey hair is our superpower, and no one does men's grooming better than the folks at Duke Cannon. Whether you're looking for a giant bar of soap that smells like Busch Light or some News Anchor shampoo for the showers after your next beer league skate, Duke Cannon has you covered. And once you're toweled off, grab some Serious Flow styling putty to tame your mane. Because whether your hair is a weapon or you wish it was, the only choice is Duke Cannon. Duke Cannon is a Minnesota company that makes hard-working products for hard-working men. Visit DukeCannon.com. Duke Cannon, work harder, smell better. All right, let's do this. Let's get into one of my favorite segments of our podcast.
That's my favorite.
The Bobby's Bar Review, where Bobby reviews a bar of the week. I'm not going to say it's his favorite bar of the week, but maybe it is your favorite bar of the week.
I've been there twice. Once, let's say once I've been there.
Okay. And where is this place? What are we talking about?
This is called Kelly's Corner, and it's in Centerville.
Kelly's Corner. Do we know any Kellys? I don't really know.
Special guest today.
What?
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, I happen to work there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is it named after you?
No.
Oh, okay.
How many times? If I had $1 for every time I got asked that question. Oh, wow. Yep.
Right.
No, I just work there.
Okay. All right. So Bobby went, right?
Yeah.
Bobby's been every bar basically.
Mm-hmm.
And Bobby, what were you thinking? What do you?
I was pleasantly surprised. I was like, it's a spacious place, nice. Start with the questions. Let's
Okay. So you went there. What did you think about the atmosphere?
Atmosphere was solid, really solid. Good mix of. I think I was there on a Friday because I think it was Fish Day or something. Because there was a lot of gray hairs there, but there was also a good group of young people there.
Good place to go on Lent, is what you're saying.
A nice Lent place, but yeah, food was really, really.
I didn't say
good.
food. I said atmosphere.
All right, atmosphere is good.
Yeah, atmosphere is good. You is a good place to go on a date night or a good place to hang with the boys?
You could go on a date. You could go on a date. I mean, I don't know what type of lady you're dating, but yeah, you could go on a date there.
Go on a date. All right.
That's the best way to describe that.
All right. How about food? What did you think of the food?
Food was great. Food was really good. Yeah, they got a lot of good food. Yeah.
Okay, food was good.
Food
what
was
kind
solid.
of food are you thinking? Is it like you talk about fish fry? They got a little fish fry. They got what? Burgers, chicken strips.
The burgers are always most
She
popular
works
thing on
there.
the
She
menu.
does.
Yeah,
Okay.
the burgers.
Burgers.
Fresh, never frozen.
Fresh, never frozen. What are we?
This is a Culver's ad?
Yeah, I know. That's what it sounds like, but
Yeah.
no,
Okay.
it's good.
How about the service? Shh, don't even. Maybe you have to leave the room.
I thought the service.
So you can be
Service is the worst part about that whole day.
Oh,
I'm
dang.
kidding. No, service was
Dagger.
good. Service is solid.
Okay, service was good.
Very good service.
Good service.
A lot enough people working there that they could take care of everybody, and
Okay.
they would. You just don't want somebody like, here you go, turn around.
Yeah.
They had a personality, and not just Kelly. I mean, the other employees had personalities. They were interacting, and kind of a homey place.
Yeah. The amount of times I've gone into a bar and they go, you'll go, can I get another one? They're like, yep. And then they don't ask anybody else around the table. You're like, you want to make 97 trips and then
Yeah.
get pissed off every single time? Just
Yeah.
go, who needs one? And that's the way you make dough, right?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
hey, let's go. You guys are all ready for a round, right?
Because
You're
almost
getting one.
every time you ask someone if they're like even halfway done with their drink,
Like, fine.
they'll be like, sure.
Yeah.
Like, I'll take another one. And I'm
Well,
like, bingo.
How
got
about
it.
at the airports? You know what they do? They're like, you want to make that a double, right? And
Yeah.
you're like, fine, I'll make it a
right?
double.
Right, you sold me.
Here, double it up.
Yeah.
All right, and then we're getting into it, but finally, how about the drinks? How were they?
Drinks are solid, very solid. Yeah,
What do you drink still? Like Kettle One soda?
No, I go with Stoli since they sponsor us.
Oh, yeah.
Stoli,
yeah.
Stoli soda with
My
a
bad.
lime.
Yeah.
Stoli soda lime.
Yeah, the lime.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I'm like, can't remember if it was a lime or a lemon. I only served them once, so.
Yeah.
Chris is lemons.
Okay.
Bobby and I are
Two
limes.
lemons.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
But that's the way you can keep track of your drinks too. Is like how many lemons have you stacked up in your cup? Like, oof, I've had 5.
No, that's actually a really good way. And a lot of the times I've had to actually almost pull out the lemons and drinks.
Because it's too full.
Yeah, well, no, because they were like, there's no way I had 6 of these drinks. And I'm like, let's count the lemons in your drink. Because if you reuse it,
Right.
Right.
so a lot of the time we'll do that. Or if they keep track of their straws, that's also a good way. But that happens quite
keeping
often.
track of straws.
Right.
I'm a reuser.
This is a reuser.
Which is smart. That works too. But
Yeah.
Good way. Count your drinks. by
Drinks are
keeping
good.
track of
I'd
your
say
straws.
9 on drinks. We'll say.
9 on drinks.
Yeah.
heck yeah.
Okay, so 9 on drinks. Service was a
Service was a 9-1.
9-1. Okay, good job, Kelly.
Thank you.
Atmosphere was
Atmosphere was good. I'd say it 8-7.
a 8-7.
Yeah.
How about food?
Food was 8-9, maybe even more. Now let's give that a 9.
Okay. 8. Oh, wow.
That was
We're
good.
Pretty
Really
high
good
up
food.
here. Is this in Centerville? Is that what we said?
Centerville. Yeah.
Now, here's the big question. You can't control this, but your owners can. Did they have pull tabs?
They did.
Did they have touch tunes?
They have like the generic touch tunes, but it's the same thing. What's it called?
AMI.
AMI?
Same concept.
Same
thing,
concept.
but-
So you got to get a whole nother app.
Do I need
Yeah,
another app
you
for
do, but If
AMI?
you have a couple dollar bills in your pocket, you can go up to the machine and put them in.
Oh.
And do it that way too.
I'll tell you what. AMI sounds more like AMF. That's adios, motherfucker. I'm out of here.
I know.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah.
And what's the other one that I'm Golden Tea? They got Golden Tea.
They do have the golden tea.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
So they got almost the trifecta.
We'll
They
give them
got
a
like
2.5,
Yeah.
2.7.
2.5 out of
Yeah.
trifecta. All right. So overall rating, Bobby, what are you going with?
I'm gonna go with the overall rating as a
Do the
9.
math. Beep, boop, ba, boop, beep,
Yeah,
boop, ba, boop,
I'll
beep,
go
boop.
with the 9-1.
Yeah, I was gonna say a 9-1. Sounds
Yeah.
like about
That's
a 9-1.
high.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
that's
that
high. It's a
sounds
good
good.
spot.
Yeah.
Centerville. Head on up to Centerville, everybody. And check
Kelly's
it out.
Corner. Check it out.
Kelly's Corner. Is it a corner bar? Is it a corner spot?
It's actually on the corner of the
Oh,
of
I
the-
love corner bars.
Yeah.
Love
Is that
the-
a four-way stop, right, Kelly?
Yep, exactly.
Perfect.
Right across the
Alright.
street from an elementary school. So.
Yeah.
Bobby's one of Bobby's favorite places to
Yeah.
drink.
Oh God.
Look at that kid.
Yeah.
Car lovers, if you got dents, dings, or hail damage, listen up. DentHead's paintless dent removal is your key to a flawless ride. Why settle for less when you can have the best? With the highest ratings in Minnesota, boasting over 400 5-star Google reviews, DentHeads delivers excellence. For simple dents, use common sense. Trust DentHeads for your car repair needs without all the paint fuss. Visit dentheads.com to find perfection on wheels. Looking for a vodka with unparalleled purity and unmistakable taste? Look no further than Stoli Vodka. Distilled with the finest European source grains, Stoli is perfect for mixing into cocktails or savoring on the rocks. With a wide range of flavors, Stoli offers something for everyone. Make your moments memorable with the spirit of Stoli Vodka. Pick up a bottle of Stoli today at your favorite liquor store.
All right, we are back here, the Bobby Finn Knows Everyone podcast with Kelly Rivard, new contributor for Pulltab Sports, working on Minnesota Wild. Check out all of her content on pulltabsports.com, of course. Let's get into the boys' high school hockey tournament. We're at section time, and there's already been a few upsets. And by the time this comes out, there's probably going to be a few more games played, but it's going to be an interesting year because you've got a lot of good teams. You got a lot of stacked sections. You got a couple sections that aren't so stacked. But was anybody surprised that both Roseau and Moorhead are out?
That's amazing.
And you got Buffalo and Elk River, either one of those teams going to state?
Right? Yeah, I was super surprised at that. Moorhead especially, right? But Roseau always brings it, but Moorhead's such a staple in the state tournament these days.
Yeah.
So that's a big surprise.
Yeah. I was going to say it kind of a bummer, but pretty cool for those teams to knock them out. I mean, that's
Roseau
some,
lost. Are they the ones that lost to St. Cloud, the number
Yeah.
2 against the 6 or something?
yeah, their first section game.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's another team. I don't know, different section. You got the sections, right?
Yeah, I got them right here.
Who is it? I didn't know who they were. I've never heard of them. Like Rock Rapids or something?
Rock Ridge.
Rock Ridge?
Same.
I was like, who the hell is this?
I looked it up.
It's Eveleth and...
It's Mountain Iron Buell and Masabi East High School and Cherry High School.
That's it? I thought it was different than that.
No, I looked it up. I don't know if wasn't Mountain Iron Buell combined with somebody else, or like
I think that is like 4 cities.
Is that Eveleth Mountain? No, I don't know. We'll have to talk to some correspondents up north. But yeah, that's Rockridge, and they're playing against Duluth East. So here's my good for small schools, right? And I love them, and I love those kids. Hopefully they're all sticking around. They're making a difference. Should a team that has to combine 3 high schools be able to play in the Class AA tournament? I'm gonna be a dick. I mean, I'm the dick of the week now.
Me.
Is that okay? I don't know. I kind of feel like maybe Stillwater and Matamita should get together and go like, all right, we're not.
Stillwater's not big enough. Let's say
Yeah. What do you need? Maybe you just need a certain class size to go.
Dodge County that same way?
Well, Dodge County's Class A though.
They cover a lot of area though.
Dodge County's Class A. But maybe it is like, all right, as long as your class sizes are, like you've got a graduating class of 3,000, you can do it. And, Stillwater's freaking giant group. So, yeah, I don't know. I just want to bring it up, and I am an asshole for saying that. But it's all right. So I wanted to bring it up. I'm pulling for you guys. I
got Virginia and Eveleth.
Virginia, Eveleth?
That's Rock Ridge or whatever. That's what I got out of it.
Oh, you do?
That's
okay.
still
we'll have to talk to the correspondents about
big cities up north, right? As far as big cities up north go, but
God, what if it's Virginia, Eveleth, Mountain Buell, Masabi East, Cherry? What if it's like 4 or 5 schools? Call in right now to the hotline if you know the answer. We'll take your call live on the air. We don't have any phones here. The other thing I wanted to ask, you guys can both answer this. Is there a section you definitely would not want to play in, and is there a section that you definitely would want to play in? Like, think about that Minnetonka, Eden Prairie, Shakopee, Chanhassen section.
It's too bad that one of those teams, or two of those teams are going to lose.
Right. I mean, that could be your top 4 teams.
Yeah.
I mean,
those are 2 big tilts. I mean, big tilts.
Huge tilts.
Arguably the best 4 teams in the state should be the semifinals to go to state or to win state.
It's Tonka, Wayzata, Chanhassen right now?
Chanhassen, Minnetonka. No, Tonka, Chanhassen is one section. And
I'm
then,
just saying in the state, the rankings, as you're talking about rankings. I think
top
it's
4 are
Tonka,
Wayzata, Edina,
Edina,
Tonka, and Chanhassen. But, yeah, those are 2 big tilts.
Yeah, so that Wayzata, Holy Angels. Okay, Wayzata beat Holy Angels. Edina beat Benilde. So that's another 6 AA's. Like, man,
massive.
That's another rough section. Holy smokes.
And we just played Holy Angels. I didn't think they were a bad
No,
team.
we played Holy Family.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, which Holy Family's a good squad, too.
Yeah.
Then the other flip side of this, and again, here's me. Don't send me your hate mail. But you've got Lakeville South playing Owatonna. You got Rochester Century playing Farmington.
John Marshall.
Is it John Marshall?
Yeah, John Marshall's in it. But, yeah, that's the section I want to be in.
Like, yeah. Can we send, like, Hill Murray down there? Can we send Cretin down there? Like, that's a... I let you like those outstate areas to get in the tourney, and you want them to get their shot.
But Lakeville's going to get it. Lakeville South's going to beat them.
I would think so.
Oh,
by the time you hear this, people are going to be like, yeah, you're right.
It's kind of like our football state. I think we played 2 crappy teams and then Rochester Mayo or something. And I'm like,
yeah,
really? Then we're in state?
Yeah.
But
well, and I'm being really selfish with our section because, like I just said, Tonka, Eden Prairie, Shakopee, Chanhassen. Maybe Shakopee should move over there. Maybe, Chanhassen should move. I don't know. That's like... spread the wealth a little bit because you're not getting the best teams in state. How about this? Kelly, you're going to answer this.
Oh, jeez.
You're going to answer this fine. I know you're a professional hockey correspondent.
Yeah.
You're not a high school hockey correspondent. Right now we've got sections, right? We're like, it's pockets of areas playing each other. What if we went to a 1 versus 64, let's say 1 versus 32 teams in the state? Everybody gets ranked 1 through 32, and then it's not based on, hey, sorry, South, maybe Farmington doesn't get into the 132 ranking. Maybe whoever doesn't get in. Rockridge doesn't get in. But you rank these teams 1 through 32, 1 through 64, I don't know, and then you play it like the NCAA basketball tournament where you're like, hey, it is what it is. We're not. You got to get in with the rankings, and then once you do, then we're going to do this whole NCAA pool type of thing, brackets, where you have to make it down to the finals. Because then Chanhassen would have the same shot as Tonka versus Eden Prairie versus Edina,
exactly.
Wayzata.
I think the more fair way of doing things, and I think that would be a great option because it's not fair that some of the best teams are eliminated before they even get to a chance to be in the finals,
Yep.
you know? So I completely agree that should be something to look at.
Could be.
Tommy Lord.
Yeah.
What's up, Sal?
You got to check out one of our Pulltab families podcasts, Let's Play Hockey, with
Did they
Brian-
talk about this?
Brian Zolman, Brian Bonnet, and John King. They have a whole theory and idea about how it should be ran. It's 32 teams, but the top 5 are one class, 6 through 10 are another class, and down. So everybody gets an opportunity. There's like 5 different classes or something.
You know what? I think
Thoughts
they
on
should
that?
listen to our podcast. 'Cause we're doing it. No, that sounds cool. That
You
sounds
should
cool.
check that out.
All right.
Let's play
Sounds
hockey.
good. Let's play hockey. All right. Hear it live here on the Pulltab Sports Network. Do you think that there should be a private school
Private school section.
Yeah. There should be a outstate section. There should be a.
Yeah.
How about that?
I like it.
I like that too.
There should be a just let the West kids have their own state tournament.
Yeah, right.
Jeez, they're good. They're good.
Try to find ways, right?
Yeah, they're good. Well, it'll be interesting. I mean, I'm sure as this podcast comes out, there's going to be a lot of games that are already played, but there's a lot of talent. It's really fun to watch. Our unique system, which is Minnesota high school hockey, which is different than anywhere else you'll find it, I think is pretty sweet.
Absolutely.
All right. Fine, Sal. Tell everybody to listen to a different podcast. That's real cool.
No, that's not what I'm
Messing
saying.
with you. I know I'm messing with you. We're going deep here on hockey today, though. This is pretty fun. Should we
Move on to a different sport.
should we flip it around?
Flip it around.
God, do we have to go talk about our
The one we
our
usually
basketball
say.
friends?
Yeah. Yeah. If they're
Do you
doing
know anything
too
about
good.
basketball?
Oh, I know that Gobert trade was really good last year.
He called it.
Oh,
I
and
said it's a
hated
joke.
it at first.
I did too.
I
and I
hated
told
it. I was like,
Bobby,
what are
I
we
go,
doing?
I
Giving
said
away
the
everybody.
best trade
yeah,
ever.
I know. I can't believe I was one of the people that were like, what are the Wolves doing? That was so ridiculous. And now they're all laughing at me. So
Well, it's
What's your theory on it? You just got to be good for 5 years and don't worry about it, or 4 years, or
for Gobert.
yeah.
I do. I think he has that ability to play a strong inside presence for 5 years.
yeah.
And whatever happens after that is bonus, but we have 5 years to win. We have one of the best players in the NBA, Edwards, and obviously Towns is still a stud. But we also have a supporting cast that they built up that they play great defense as far as NBA goes. And I think they have a great shot to win it. I really do. And
The ESPN doesn't think so. Nobody is picking us on
I
Get Up
can't
or ESPN.
believe-
We're not even top 5.
2,300. We were plus 2,300, right, when I looked today to win the championship. You put $100 on that?
I would.
I
mean,
would.
In fact, I'm
I'll
going to give
do
you
that
$100.
after.
Kelly and I are going to give you
I'll
each
do that after
$100.
this.
I'm telling you.
Pool our money.
The Boston Celtics are plus 230. They're the favorites. We're 6th or 7th. I think there's 6 teams ahead of us. But 2,300? Are you kidding me? That's
That's a little ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because
I mean-
right now we're tied with Oklahoma, right? In the
Yep,
West.
yep.
Yeah. Did you guys see the whole interview that Edwards had with Stephen Smith before the
no.
the game the other night?
Uh,
So I mean, Edwards is he's quite proud of his play and like how he does things, but Stephen asked him like, who do you think is the 3 best players in the league? And he said, me, Luka Doncic, and SGA. And then and then Stephen A. Smith was like, who do you think's the best out of those 3? And he goes, well, me for sure.
Right.
Like, just
like,
no
you
doubt
being
about
confident.
it. But I'm like, that is so funny to me how he's just so confident, I guess.
You
But
have
I mean,
to be, though.
he has every reason to be confident. Yeah. So I just thought that was really funny in that interview. If you get a chance to watch it, it's good because then they were comparing him like he's about to be the face of the league, and he
if
is on track.
any superstar ever says that somebody's better than them, then they don't have what it takes.
Right.
I mean, they really don't
Right.
have
You
what it
wouldn't
takes.
find that in
True.
hockey, though. I really don't think you'd find that in hockey. I don't
Yeah,
even think
could you-
Ovechkin would say, and I think Ovechkin's probably the cockiest,
That's true.
would say, like, me all day. They're a different breed. Hockey players are a different breed.
Imagine if like
They're
Connor
just-
Bedard came in saying like,
Right.
I'm the best.
Yeah, he would
clearly,
get run out of
like,
town.
Yeah, and
Same with Connor.
yeah, you would definitely get a little
Jesus,
run.
he'd
Yeah.
get run out of
You
town.
can get lit up.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
So Edwards has to be a little careful, but I mean,
I agree with you,
NBA
Bobby.
is
It
a little
does
bit
take,
different than the NHL.
It
so.
takes that confidence.
You have to
It
have
does.
that
Like Jordan
inside
had
of
that
you.
confidence. Tiger Woods got that
Very
confidence.
true.
You just don't
Yeah.
see that in hockey.
Yeah, I no, because
No, you don't.
because
They always
there
are
are
hyping up their
repercussions.
teammates more so than themselves
Right.
a lot of the time.
Yeah. Do you think we're gonna keep Edwards?
Oh yeah, we have to. We have
You mean
to.
Vegas keep them
What's
Huh.
that?
when
mean?
they moved to Vegas?
Oh,
A-Rod moved them to Vegas.
yeah. Oh my God. Hopefully not. Yeah.
They're going to become the best team. They're not going to win it. They're going to get in the finals, and then that next year they're going to move to Vegas. They're going to win it all.
Don't say
No,
it.
don't
Bobby.
say
You know
that.
that's going to happen.
Say it.
That's then we're going to be like, why us, Minnesota?
That is so cruel.
Yes.
Hey, Salazar, you ever listen to Crunch Wears No Pants? It's another podcast on the Pulltab Sports Network. They talk about the Timberwolves.
Funny.
No comment.
They do. They're a good podcast. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think they're the Minnesota team to win the next championship. I feel like they are, right? They're going to win. They're going to probably win before the Vikings, the Wild,
I
the
think they're in place
Twinks.
for it before them. Yeah.
The Loons.
PWHL. The Loons.
They might beat them.
They have a 20% chance.
You know what? I watched that David Beckham documentary.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a football guy now.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm kind of hyped on it.
No way.
He's a stud.
Yeah, but
He
you
is a
still
stud.
can't do that.
I haven't seen that little
What?
documentary though.
You love it, Kelly.
I
It's
was.
such a boring
Yep.
sport.
I kind of want to make out with the dude. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Yep.
Yeah.
And do you know? Well, I'm not gonna say it. Forget it. All right. Yeah. So we talked about soccer, football. We talked about basketball. Kirk Cousins staying
Yeah.
or leaving?
I want him to stay. I'm a Kirko fan.
I am too. You
Yeah.
can't get more Minnesotan than Kirko.
You
What a good
really
dude.
can't. I
He's
know.
Good player.
Him seeing wearing the chains and everything is just the best.
Do you
best
give him
thing.
guaranteed money though? Just go here. You go 3 years, whatever you want.
3 years is too much.
3 years is too much.
I would do
where
2
in
years.
in his current position. Yeah, but I mean, we gotta. There's no one else really right now for the Vikings, and Kirk has proven himself to be a solid quarterback. I've never understood the backlash against him. Like I just don't.
Because he's a
get it.
nerd.
Well, but he's a cool nerd. if that
But he
makes any
wasn't a
sense.
cool
That was
nerd.
being a
His
nerd.
wife dresses him.
I know.
He shops at Kohl's.
Yeah.
He
it's
definitely
being-
does look like he shops at
But
Kohl's,
I love him. I mean, watching that with that Netflix show, quarterback. He was so awesome
so
on it,
awesome.
and it
Like,
kind of gives you the
compared to
background.
Patrick Mahomes, like they just
right,
glorified
right.
Kirk Cousins.
Yes. Yeah, it made me like him significantly more because I was like, God, this guy is not a winner. But he busts his ass. He does so much positive, stuff. But I just don't think he has that to win it.
But I think you got to keep him. Then you got to draft somebody that you do
Yeah,
think
that
mentor.
like Michigan.
could
Right.
Yeah,
get
who's
us
the
closer.
Michigan
McCarty?
kid?
JJ McCarthy.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then Kirk would be the best person to mentor him.
Yeah.
Right, 2 years and
Absolutely.
move on, and I don't know, and then same with Jefferson. Like, you got, can you afford to keep both those guys around and still have a championship caliber team? In the next
See,
5
I
years?
think with the Lions and the Packers and the Bears, for that matter, I feel like I'm in freaking Wizard of Oz right now. I think they're so young that we're screwed. Because Kirko's going to win 7 games. It's to go 7-10. We're going to get a 10th pick overall. We're not going to crash and burn. I don't know. It's just Minnesota misery.
Go
Well,
with
I've given up on the Bears franchise as a whole personally. They're just such a sad franchise overall, really.
Are they going to get that number 1 draft pick, or doesn't he not want to play for them?
I think they're going to get him. Caleb Williams.
Caleb
Yeah.
Williams.
I think
Didn't he say he doesn't want to play for him? Maybe you just keep with Justin Fields and then pick a stud.
Yeah.
Pick like a defensive stud.
Why are we giving them the option? I mean, you're drafted. This is where you're going.
It's the Ryan Leaf rule.
Right.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
Right.
It's the Ryan Leaf.
Eli,
Oh, I don't wanna go
Eli
there.
Manning.
Eli Manning. Same
Yep.
thing. Why are you giving him a choice?
Well, who did it before that? I swear John Elway did it.
I think you're right.
I think he was drafted by the Baltimore Colts, and he said, I will never play for the Baltimore Colts.
Yep.
So it's been going on for a while. But I think Brian Bellows said he didn't want to play here for the North Stars.
Bellows!
But we took him anyway.
There's a great
That
YouTube
worked out
video,
for us.
guys taunting Bellows. From the
Yeah,
Penguins.
that's awesome.
Can't say it live on the Bobby Finn Knows Everyone podcast.
You can.
All right, we good?
Twins.
We're going to talk about the Twins.
Give us some twins.
Yeah,
Twins?
yeah.
Okay, what do you think of the poll ads?
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I just think it's disappointing. After last season, the fans get all hyped up. We finally win a postseason game. We're excited about this team. And then literally right after the postseason ends for the Twins, they come out saying, we're actually going to cut our
payroll.
Yeah, our payroll.
They've got the money.
Yeah,
They've got it.
exactly.
They got the TV
because they didn't get
contract they need.
they claimed it was because they didn't get the TV money. I'm like, who says that?
Yeah,
His
but
owners,
then they
like,
did. It
yeah.
became obvious they did get it.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's just I was expecting them to really go out and get some big time guys, and again, they didn't really. There is a couple guys that they received that I'm a little excited to see. They got that Topa guy from I think Seattle, right? He's supposed to be really good.
Gonna wrap it up. All right. Kelly, thanks for coming on.
Thank you
Welcome
for
to the
having me.
family.
Yes,
It's
of
good to
course.
have you. I think your skills are being unused so far based on how good you are with the mic and your knowledge.
Oh, thank you.
But hey, thanks to everyone for listening. We can be heard on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, and all other platforms where you get your podcast. Please like and subscribe and tell us your friend about us. Last of all, just like I learned on the East Side, work hard. Don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. Tell it like it is and help your neighbors. Try to contribute in a positive way. Smile, laugh, be a good person. Most of all, don't be a dick. We're out.
3 long days, some I don't know. It takes a little more than what you show, and that's yesterday. Yeah, yesterday.